Our data is mined, our art is monetized, and now our voices and likeness are being cloned without consent. And yet, we're told we should be grateful for exposure. The music industry is not broken. It's working exactly as it was built to. Keep artists engaged, but not empowered. You create the value, and corporations harvest the profit. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Spotify and major DSPs collect everything about your audience. They sell the data to advertisers, train their algorithms, close brand deals, and share it with labels and sponsors. Just not you. Think about that. You don't get paid, you don't get access, you don't get receipts. Access to our fans shouldn't be a privilege. It's our right. This is why we're building ProsperXO, created for artists, by artists. And we're not just building technology, we're building a movement. A system rooted in transparency, protection, and sustainability for artists everywhere. Build with us at ProsperXO.com.
Hello! Welcome to the ProsperXO Town Hall. It's so dramatic. I'm realizing that video is like so dramatic. It's amazing to see all of you here. Thank you for driving here through that traffic. I-35 is not moving. It's actually never like that. It's wild. Thank you for making it. I know, it's crazy. I don't know what's going on. They're all coming here. They're all. I first want to say how incredible it is that we're all here in person, connecting with one another. I had an artist this week kind of break down to me. She was just like, I feel so disempowered. I don't know what to do anymore. And I've had a lot of artists come to me feeling burnout, right? And you know, something I instantly reminded her of was how much power we actually have within connecting with one another, supporting one another, showing up for one another. And also, I told her, you know what? If today the one thing you do is write on that piano, right? If today the one thing you do is write in your journal, right? Or maybe you work on a beat, you know, that matters, and that's huge, and that's really more powerful than we all realize, right? The ability to create and share and connect, it is so powerful, and it's something nobody can take away. During Austin Tech Week, we spoke at a panel. The panel was, how do we preserve humanity in the age of AI? And I was thinking about how should I open this panel? And I was on stage and I was like, everybody, can you touch your heart? So I'd like to try this with you guys. Everybody touch your heart, find your heartbeat. If you want, close your eyes. Oh, just like last time, mine was beating so fast. And really feel it. Now, think about a memory that has brought you so much happiness and joy in your life, and really see that memory, remember it, feel that heartbeat, and take a moment to sit in that memory. And that is what will never be replicated by AI and any technology. And, you know, I want us all to remember that and go into this beautiful talk we have. We have beautiful guests tonight I'm so excited about. But I want us to remember what makes us human and the power that we truly all have. And thanks again for showing up in person. So every month we gather here, it reminds me that we're not just building a platform, but a movement. We are rewriting what it means to be an artist in Austin and beyond. For too long, artists have been told to be grateful for exposure, to work for less, to carry the weight of culture without sharing in its rewards. Prosper XO exists because we believe creativity is infrastructure, just as vital as roads, technology, or policy. And if Austin can build a $1 billion music economy, then we could build one where artists thrive and don't struggle. Tonight, let's remember this isn't about waiting for the system to change. It's about being the system together and proving that equity, joy, and creativity can coexist. Because when artists prosper, culture thrives. Thank you. Yay! Well, I'm so excited. Without further ado, we're gonna have our first incredible guest, Anna Madewell, come on up.
I'll be right here, yes. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I am so excited.
And thank you so much, by the way, for just everything that you do. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for hosting this. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Joseph, who is our Chief of Experience, Salazar, also helping put this on. Gabriel Phoenix, our CPO, is here. Johnny, our CTO, is also here. Devin, our data engineer. Courtney Ryan, where's Courtney? Our designer is here. Am I missing anybody else a part of Prosper here? No. Okay. Last time I missed someone, I felt so bad because I was like, but yeah, no, you're absolutely welcome. We are all so grateful that you are here. Thank you for speaking, Anna. So I met Anna when you were putting on this incredible festival. I'm so excited. Before we go into questions, I just want to say I was so inspired by Anna. She had such a fire that was so vibrant right away. And we met, and she was telling me about all these creative ways she was getting the community excited and involved and supporting women and supporting music. And I just instantly was like, wow. This girl is incredible. So I'm so honored that you and Sarah said yes to being a part of this.
Such an honor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I wanted to start off with your story. I remember you telling me about this cave in college and you put on this show and your incredible background. So do you want to start with kind of telling us more about how you got into music and your journey and about that cave, please?
Yes, I'll tell you. Yes, I'll tell you about the cave, yes. So I went to UTSA, and when I was a college kid, San Antonio, then I would host these underground rave festivals and these showcases and these events, and just really obsessed with different ways to monetize talents and to make the musicians and the artists feel empowered to make money. So any different ways to do that, that was the whole mission throughout my college years. And there's this UTSA Underground Music Arts Festival that we'd host every single May on May 4th. And we would do it during finals week. So we had right there, literally where the classes are happening. And that first one was really inspiring to me. So when I saw that first one as a freshman, then that's when I knew that I wanted to sign up to be the president of the mob. And this group is called the Musicians of Business. And then the first real UTSA Underground Festival that I hosted was actually whenever we came back from COVID. And everybody just had this fire and this energy to come back and to create and to unite with other human beings. So it felt like the perfect time. The synergy was amazing. And it was 25 different artists, 4 stages, first time really hosting with 4 different sound systems and figuring out how the sound systems worked. And I wrote a grant, got $1,000, paid some people. It was amazing, yeah. And then it was 10 college kids. The group itself was probably like 20 college kids, but then 10 college kids that were consistent that really helped to bring that to life. I had some people that worked on wow, my leadership back then was way different. It was, I feel like it was so hard to trust people back then. It was way harder to trust my team. And then they taught me how to let go of the reins for them to start doing more. And that relationship throughout my college years, I feel like that really shaped me today. It really shaped me today. Yeah, and the Underground Festival was amazing. There was someone with a clicker, and I used to have nightmares that no one would show up. It was insane. It was really scary, actually, yeah. It was scary. It was a free festival. Everyone showed up right after the last day finals, and 1,000 people showed up. It was amazing.
Yeah, let's give a round of applause for that.
Thank you.
Wow, how inspiring. You know, at that age too, you're just learning to trust yourself as well. And like as an artist and also as a curator at that age, I can't imagine you're learning so much and then balancing school. That's a lot to take on. What was the next part of your journey? Like you were led to that, and then where were you led next? What was calling you next?
So it's always been this constant battle between the business and the music making. I feel like as I was really in my business perspective, analytical mind, detail-oriented, focused on documents and Google Docs and Google Sheets, it was hard to just transition over to creating music after classes. I had Greta, my roomie. She's my roomie throughout. Teddy, my roomie. We lived at Pros at the Rim, and I remember coming home, and I just felt almost like an addiction to want to keep going with the business. So it definitely took I'm still learning too. It definitely took a lot of groundedness to transition into balance with that flow state, because that flow state is where the breath happens and it feels really nice. So the next phase of my life was all about music making. Whenever I graduated college, that's whenever really like my sophomore, junior year, that's when I met this really badass DJ named Legend of Shelda in my audio tech production class. And she was a monitor, and she was helping me out with my music project. And I just found out she was a DJ, and that was the first time that year when I discovered rave festivals and shows, and first festival being Ubby Dubby, and just got so obsessed, like so mesmerized by rave festivals that I just knew that I wanted to DJ. I just knew that that's exactly what I wanted to do. And that was also the same time that I lost my voice too. I got vocal notes that year too. And I feel like that was a major identity shift, because my voice was a big part of my identity. Everything that I was, just singing throughout my life. Grew up a soul singer. And then that same year, as I discovered the festivals, got into DJing, I knew that I still wanted to perform, so I just completely threw myself into DJing. Learned a lot from Shelly, Legend of Shelda. She showed me the decks, and that's also when Alice in Wonderland was doing those courses during the COVID time, so I was learning from her online, and then I just started getting really into it. And then I relearned how to speak and how to sing in my head voice. So in a light, airy, very helpful for me. And then I combined the two, and yeah. So I feel like that whole next phase was just me completely figuring out my sound, finding my sound, learning how to DJ, going to all these different events, experimenting, and yeah.
What was it like being mentored and influenced by women in music? Did that make an impact or a difference in your future decisions with the festival and what you did in music?
Totally. It was, yeah, absolutely. Because I remember, especially in the San Antonio scene, lots of guy DJs everywhere, lots of guy producers, and love guys. You know, it just feels a lot more comfortable when I'm learning from other ladies, and it feels really empowering. So seeing Shelly be a badass, and she does this hard dubstep, like she was just crazy up there, so amazing. And it's actually so funny because one of my first raves that I ever went to, I was 21. My friend Kiara took me to the show at Stereo Live in Houston, and that's actually where I saw Saratonin play for the first time. And And I just think it's so freaking insane. That was 6 years ago. That was like 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah, it's insane. And I remember seeing her perform, and I'm like, what a fucking badass. Yeah. Yeah, I just felt so inspired. So definitely seeing female DJs doing their thing, being fully in their authentic expression, and just being totally so raw and just up there and just owning the stage. Yeah, that definitely inspired the DJ in me. So I feel really good.
What challenges have you faced in music and the business side, and how did you get through those challenges?
What a good question.
If you first want to start,
such a good one. Yeah.
Start with being an artist. What challenges did you face then, and then we could shift to the business side.
I think as an artist, the focus. Yeah, the focus of my mind. I noticed that I'll get distracted by things, or even distracting myself with healthy, productive things, like more business. And when I was in EmpowHER, I was fully addicted. So whatever I'm in, I'm fully in. And applying that same energy to my music and to my flow. You know, it's interesting because I grew up with the notion of of time is money and productivity is useful. But when you're slowing down and when you're not doing, it's hard to measure. Because sometimes you can create a track in an hour, a full song, a beautiful song, or it'll take you months. So the metrics of your productivity with art and music, it wasn't so measurable, which made me feel not productive, which made me want to lean more into the business. But the music I create, it's beautiful, and I love singing, and I love creating lyrics and writing. So I think that's been the biggest challenge, is reframing my mentality about time and what I do with my time and the different metrics and how to focus. Like even what you mentioned with your friend earlier, that she feels so disempowered because just like that one thing a day, even just one thing a day, I think the focus for just, the focus with my music creation and like my lyric writing in the morning. Now I moved into this, I now live on the lake, Lady Bird Lake. So it's this beautiful setting, and so just focusing and making it a habit every single morning to add that into my ritual, especially the mornings, love creating in the mornings. Then that's something that I'm doing that's been helping a lot.
That's great. So being intentional. You're a very intentional person. EmpowHER. So obviously you have found a way to balance it all and really completely put on these incredible events and connect so many people. Tell me more, because I think EmpowHER is such a powerful platform. Really, when I met you, I was like, it's very unique to find people, and especially people your age, so hyper-focused beyond themselves, right? And in general, it's amazing to see. That's what I love about artists, right? I feel like a lot of us are so beyond ourselves. Even just creating for ourselves, we're still touching so many people, right? So with EmpowHER being such a powerful platform, what inspired you to create that space specifically for women and gender expansive voices in music and events? I guess what advice would you give alongside that? What advice would you give to creators wanting to navigate that space?
I'd say going where the excitement takes you. So listening to the excitement in your heart, I feel like that really led me to the EmpowHER Festival, and knowing everything's in phases, like that phase of my life. I've said this before with how turning the spirit of jealousy into admiration. I think that that's really powerful, especially among a lot of women. So grew up in Houston, just a lot of jealous ladies going into the club, the different looks that I'd get versus here in Austin. It's very, very different. And it's like a domino effect. So when I moved here to Austin, I felt so inspired by all these women-led collectives that I met. It was just so freaking beautiful. Yeah. Like the first EDM Prosperity Network the first meeting that I went to, and I moved here on 11/11, like a year and a half ago. And I remember that first meeting that I went to, and just me and Sarah, I'm like, this is freaking amazing. And then Danielle at Warrior Women and Kay at Amplify EDM and all the different organizations that I was meeting at the time. I just wanted to uplift these ladies. And I definitely grew up in a home where there's a lot of jealousy involved. And it was my relationships and it was around me and it just felt really ugly. So that's the habit of turning that into admiration and sisterhood felt really important. So not so much the separation, EmpowHER not being the separation of men and women, only women can cut, it's for everybody. But it's really honoring the ladies and just celebrating women and their leadership and the way that they lead. And yeah, that was the biggest.
Yeah, for sure.
That was the biggest. And whenever you follow your intuition, especially ladies following their intuition, because it's so powerful, and to not doubt themselves ever, to not doubt themselves, but to completely go, the habit of just going wherever your heart leads you, it's really powerful. So that was the biggest spark for EmpowHER. And also being Mrs. Variety. So not just a show where it was just DJing, but I was really obsessed with the fact
Aerialists, right? And like you had tell us more about what the festival was like.
So I literally have MJ on my arm, Michael Jackson on my arm. So anything to captivate an audience. Anything to captivate an audience and to keep the audience's attention on stage through an entire music performance experience that feels like heaven on earth. That's exactly what I wanted everybody to feel. And that's where the play of the aerialists and the fire was intentional. The fire flow artists, it was intentional. It was synced up to specific cues of specific tracks so that people would feel a certain way. It was coordinating with the VJ and the between the VJ and the DJ and the lighting cues. It was, I wanted it to feel like a theatrical performance too. So honoring that a woman isn't just one thing, but multiple things. So being a dancer, a singer, a mom, a sister, be so many things. So that was also the entire purpose of the festival.
That's amazing. And you talking on trusting your intuition, it's a real thing. At Austin Tech Week, there was literally this woman, she's the owner of all the Chick-fil-A's, her and her family, and she's a major venture capitalist and like a huge investor. And she did one of the panels, and she was up there talking about intuition for like 20 minutes and how important is, even at that level of like a venture capitalist, someone with dealing with billions of dollars, like was telling everybody, women and men, to lean in to your intuition, and that it truly is powerful. So I think that's incredible that you have leaned into that. How do you see the role of women evolving in the festival and like live music world over the next 5 years, or even just in our world in Austin? Or what do you want to see with what you're doing?
What I want to see walking into all these different music spaces is half the room being ladies. That would be really cool. Just more women in the room, because even through audio tech engineering school and going to all the different classes and the DJ lesson, just so used to there being a lot of guys in the room, which is great. Love that. It's just, it's just like a question of where'd the girlies go? And it does make me also wonder, is it a following of intuition and boldness? Because there is a boldness to it's all creative. It's all creative, totally capable. So I think it's also there's like generational, there seems to be, in my perspective, generational doubt with women. And I've seen that with my grandma, mom. I've seen that with, absolutely. So I think just erasing that doubt and following that intuition more and empowering the ladies around. No competitive, no more competition, but just really empowering each other. I want to see more of that. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, what do you have going in the next year? What are your hopes and dreams? How do you want to continue empowering women and yourself? Tell us more about what you've got going on.
Yes. So the next EmpowHER Festival is going to be next October.
Woo!
And And I want it to be in an outside venue space, a lot of more space. The only thing with the courtyard venue, the only thing that capped the vendors was the space, the lack of space. So a lot more space. And this time I want it to be flash mobs too. So honoring the dancers. I want there to be a dance element involved with the performances. So still aerialist, burlesque, even film festival curation in between breaks as well. Not sure exactly how that's going to be programmed out, but I've been feeling really inspired by the film and by the dancers. So that's going to be next October. I'm thinking October 17th and 18th, a 2-day festival. And this time, many more DJs. And also a EDM film festival as well. So, I joined the EDM Prosperity Network board as the sponsorship director, event leader, and yeah, there's lots of exciting things coming. So there's going to be that, and also my own music EPs, finishing and completing my EPs, because that's something that I'm getting in the habit of, because I've been so in this business element, but getting more into my flow state as well. So I have lots of different collabs, super excited. Finally putting the music video together for me and Sarah's song Life's Divine. Me and Zach, more collabs, me and Donovan, our song, Maddie, lots of collabs going on. So finishing, completing, bringing those music videos to life, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you want to share? Any advice you want to give before we open up for Q&A? Any part of your journey you wanna share? Did I miss anything?
Yeah, I feel like, so there's a question that you asked earlier about a challenge that I faced with music. There's a challenge that I noticed, a pattern in myself with festival hosting and with the details and the planning of hosting a show. And I noticed that, and I also felt this in I got a soul reading done. And what she said resonated so much, because what I heard is that I tend to self-abandon through service. And so I found myself abandoning self through ultimate service. And service is beautiful, but there are definitely times throughout EmpowHER where I was skipping on the dance classes and I stopped the acting sessions because I became so obsessed and hyper-fixed, and I just wanted all the artists and everybody to feel so empowered. And it was a beautiful show. And it's gonna be a great show either way, but I think one thing I really learned from that is to honor self, continue those good habits throughout your healthy habits and patterns of life. And it's like this balance act. You know, so underground, I really just dropped everything. I mean, school still, you know, but dropped everything for underground. EmpowHER was a lot better because I was more open and vulnerable with my team. And I know this next time it's going to be even better. So, yeah, that's something that I noticed through my process of planning. And so for anybody that ever felt like that or is feeling like that, then I think keeping that balance is really important. Mm-hmm.
That is so important to talk on, Anna. I think that's part of the reason I ended up with Prosper and coming to that point as well, because I think as artists, and I've just seen this for years and years, how we give and give, and that we naturally just do that. I mean, I've seen so many artists, including myself. You know, I was directing a nonprofit, raising money for other nonprofits and organizations while I was struggling myself. But we naturally care. I think many of us are empaths, and we want to give. And I think part of Prosper was looking at everybody and being like, gosh, I see this incredible community giving and giving and giving. How can we support them in sustainability so they can continue to do that, but also sustain themselves? Because that's the imbalance right now, right? We have so many artists giving so much, even just music on these DSPs, right? They're giving so much, but getting so much taken away and exploited. And we need to rebalance that system and give more ownership and equity to the artist. But it speaks to what you're saying, and I think it's incredible that you're internally learning about that balance. Because regardless of technology, it's an important place for an artist to be, right? To find that balance of like, when is too much? Like, when am I burning out? When do I need to kind of roll back and take a break and give back to myself.
And it even helps to keep that momentum going.
Yeah.
When you're filling your cup all the time and it energizes you, you know, because I noticed, I mean, being quite vulnerable, I noticed there was a big break. I also went like on a birthday binge for the 2 months after EmpowHER, just full birthday binge. Like, ooh, I did all that work. I'm okay.
Celebrate yourself.
Yeah, it was like a full, and you know, the momentum was lost. And it was also, and I know it's because I was abandoning myself at times throughout the festival process of the planning. And I'm so also, side note, but really main thing, I'm so grateful for the entire team of EmpowHER. Like everybody was so amazing. The team makes everything. I'm so grateful for that team. I learned a lot.
Yeah, and that's a great point too. Community, it matters. Lean into people, lean into support, lean into teams too. Awesome. Well, if you don't want to say anything else, you want to open up to Q&A?
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So if anybody has questions, we've got a mic. Does anybody want to ask Anna some questions?
Tell me, Zach.
Hello?
Is it?
There it goes. All right, Anna, besides Michael Jackson, who are your biggest musical influences?
Wow. Amy Winehouse, of course, love her voice. Adele, Anderson .Paak, love his swag, so freaking good. DJs, of course, Subtronics. The first Subtronic, I was like, oh my god. I love that Jack U Skrillex album. Fucking awesome. Yeah, I love that album. That really got me into it. Yeah, those are my people.
Yeah, I gotta circle this one back around. So why the color pink?
Because I look good.
Why
in pink.
not the color pink?
Because it's my color palette. It's my color palette, you know?
Didn't you say you've been changing colors though too?
Oh, that I've been changing colors?
Like it wasn't always pink?
Oh, it was actually blue.
Yeah, there was a time you
Like originally it was blue. Yeah. But around that time when I was figuring out the branding and everything, I went to Japan and we did this we did this color contrast test where they would take different colors and put it next to our face and then show us videos of like what made us look brighter and what made us like took away the dark circles under our eyes, and pink was my color. So pink, yep, it's pink.
Hey Anna, I like pink too. Obviously, I chose
Oh my God, Jimmy!
I chose the right color tonight. Yes.
Whoa, Jimmy.
Hey, so my first question was going to be what the first guy asked about who inspires you musically, but I just wanted to ask: does Kesha have any influence?
Oh
on
my God,
music?
you took me back. Yeah, absolutely. Major throwback, actually. Kesha. Thank you for reminding me about Kesha.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
why I'm
actually
here.
key. She's actually key to the experience. She's actually such a yeah. When she woke up in that bathtub in that video with the tequila and the glitter in her hair, I'm like, that's me. Like that's yeah. I love Kesha. Yeah.
Well, Anna,
that's her. Yeah.
Anna, I'm so proud of your accomplishments and your inspiration. Thank you so
Jimmy,
much. Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys know about Kesha and what she's doing with her label, yeah?
She's amazing.
She's starting her own label, and she's actually, I think, building her own technology too, because she got screwed over by her label.
Love that.
And she was like, well, I'm just going to create my own.
Badass.
You should look into it. She's doing
What a
some
badass.
badass stuff, yeah.
Hey Anna. Okay, so I think this would be a really good question for artists to hear, and this is more geared towards the business perspective, because I think you do an incredible job at being an artist, and obviously people love your art. It's beautiful. I think you bring an amazing energy, but I also think that there's this component of business that I've seen some artists, as I'm having conversations with them, where they're not as confident with actually closing deals or getting paid what they're worth. Where do you think you get your courage to close at the level that you do? Because I think it was really impressive to see that you closed $10,000 in sponsorships for your first festival. So yeah, can you talk a little bit more about that?
Good question, Kiki. I'd say that confidence really developed when I was selling books door to door. Yeah, when I went door to door and I just completely put myself out there, and it was over 80 hours a week, and it was in another state, and oh my God, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done, because they were really inspiring. I mean, there are moments I'm like crying because there's just random. You're going up to houses, you don't know what's gonna happen. You're cold calling, you're selling books, encyclopedias at their door. They're saying all sorts of things, but the way that it taught me how to read people, how to spend more time with yes people, less time with no people, to follow my intuition, quite literally follow my intuition, to avoid houses that look a little creepy and that look a little scary, and then to go to the houses that felt, it was all about following intuition, because you're just out there on the book field, you're just going in the neighborhoods, and I'm there in my book bag, and I think that entire experience just gave me a lot of confidence, where it's like I did that, and I'm confidently just, you got a place to sit outside, or or is inside better? And then literally wiping my feet with my book bag, being assumptive, and I'm about to walk in your home and sell you some books. And something about that assumptiveness just carried through to everything in my life, where I mean, yes, it's great to be considerate of things, but instead of being so careful in my way of living, I'd prefer to be assumptive about everything so that I never miss out on an opportunity. So yeah, I think that assumptiveness really got me. And then I was selling something that I wasn't as passionate about, books. So selling a vision of EmpowHER, that felt really easy. And it felt like conscious closing too. I think the service-minded of having the different packages, the different tiers, highlighting the value, and a technical thing, but price buildups. I really learned great price buildups where it felt like a part of my soul of, you're getting this and this and this, and it could be $5,000, but instead it's actually just $2,000. Is it better to pay cash or credit? And just that assumptiveness really carried over, and yeah, I think that's, that was a big transfer over. So yeah, conscious closing. And not feeling like you're selling, but you're just sharing. You're just sharing your vision. If they want to be a part of it, they can. If they don't, they don't. Yeah.
That was a great question. Yeah, that was a good one.
Well, first I want to say thank you both for being here and for hosting this. This is wonderful. And Anna, I'd like to ask, or maybe you can share a little bit about your songwriting process and where that comes from, and getting started with that, and feeling the music and so forth. If you can speak on that, that would be great.
Absolutely. So I never want to take it so literally. I think in the beginning when I would write music, I started playing guitar at 15, and it's been 12 years now, and been writing all my life. And I think before I was really inspired by Taylor Swift, so there were very literal lyrics. But now I write in a way, the last 2 to 3 years, writing in a way where it's whatever channel comes through, whatever words are coming through, then I write it down. I come up with the melodies in random moments, sometimes in the shower, sometimes in voice memos, on the way I'm in the car, wherever I'm going. I read this book that it said, whenever you feel that creative moment and you feel those lyrics coming, you stop whatever you're doing, prioritize those lyrics, prioritize whatever's coming into your brain in that moment, because that's pretty rare. And even to the point where you can, if you're feeling the melody, try to finish it completely. So whenever I start it, I'll try to finish it completely, because sometimes it's hard to get back to that same topic and to pick up where you left off. So I have this ritual where I'll meditate. I'll practice the act of silence of the mind and just literally focus on nothing for about 10 minutes, the practice of focusing on nothing for 10 minutes, so that any ripple effects or any waves or any lyrics that come through come in. And I find that I write lyrics sometimes that aren't even coming from me, but it's almost like somebody else's lyrics. I remember that Sierra's fiance, Ben, he wrote this acoustic track, and the lyrics that I felt when I heard this track, they weren't even mine. They weren't my words. I didn't feel any of those things, but they were really his lyrics. They were his words. So I feel just silencing the mind and being a channel for whatever comes through, and just writing it down and trying to complete the thought has really helped me a lot in the lyric process writing, yeah. And sometimes even when the lyrics don't make sense in that moment, but then they make sense to me in the future. Like when I'm in a relationship. And then I'm like, oh, why am I writing these lyrics? I'm feeling so good right now. But then it's like, oh, like it makes sense like 3 months later. Yeah.
Such a crazy experience. I also started young, and I would write lyrics sometimes with like 11, 12 years old, and my mom would be like, how do you know about love? Like, and you're talking about that flow. It's like, it's a real thing. I think that's so beautiful, meditation and silencing your mind. Especially in the world today, it's so hard to do that. How important it is to get into that state of mind. Wow, that's powerful. We have time for 2 more questions if anybody, okay.
Hello.
Hi.
I was wondering, with adulting, I think people have so many responsibilities, taxes, a bunch of car stuff, I don't know, just a lot going on, plus meal prep, etc. I was just wondering, how do you maintain so much energy? How do you keep yourself as such a high energy person that, you know, does have that practical side to you where you're, you know, taking care of your other things, but you can also kind of lean into your more whimsical side to organize events and not get burnt out?
That's such a good question. Yeah, that's a really great question. I'd say that whenever I was in college, it was more of a balance act because I had studies and the meal prep, and I mean, I still meal prep, but like, it was more of a balance act because I had more subjects and things to do, like planning weekly meetings for mob and event hosting and doing my school and all the things. And just being present. I would just really be super present. You know, I think it was tough, especially when I would, when I would have like I remember having a breakup and still having a meeting that I had to host that day and 2 projects that I had to, and it was just really freaking tough. But I think being fully present in the moment has really helped me find a lot of joy in not thinking about anything else. And then right now, I feel really lucky that I actually, so my 9 to 5, it's really my music and my art and my all the entrepreneur things that I'm doing. So like working with EmpowHER and my own film festival curations and music, and you know, my dad's my biggest sponsor right now, so I feel really grateful for that. And you know, so I don't have that specific 9 to 5 thing of something that may be draining my energy, or you know, I think I've always been really fortunate to where I've been able to do the things that give me a lot of energy. And yeah, I continue to just go wherever I feel very energized. You know, but when I didn't like the things that I was doing or I had to do, like more responsibilities in college, then I was just really present. Yeah.
Woo!
Hey
Dustin
guys.
from Purple Bee.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hi, Anna.
Oh my God, yay.
So yeah, I really resonated earlier when you were talking about your festival and sort of handing over the reins to your team and sort of being able to find people that you trust and can kind of share your vision. And I was wondering what your thoughts are of like maintaining that and sort of building a team that that you can resonate with, and also like let go of some of the duties of an entrepreneur, where it just seems like sometimes you're building something and you know, you have to be the one where the buck stops and you got to do everything. So what are your, this is probably Lauren too, just like building a team of people that share a mission and vision. How do you empower those team members? How do you keep them sort of inspired to
That's a really good one. Yeah. So I fully get energized by recognition. Recognition totally inspires me. Like, you don't have to pay me a thing, but if I feel fully recognized and I'm getting shout outs and my face is on something or a graphic, then I feel really inspired. So that was the way that I really wanted to honor my team. And from attracting that team, the delegation of it all, before, when I was first leading an organization 6 years ago, I would just read out all the tasks, and then I'd assign it to people no matter what it was that they wanted to do. I was like, you have to, this is it. I'm like, this is it, this is your deadline. And now, from this last EmpowHER, in my interviews with everybody, I asked, what energizes you the most? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And then I just really honored those answers, and those were the tasks that I gave everybody. So I feel like that made it a lot easier. It just flowed a lot better. And also, big shout out to some of the team members. Sarah for the graphic designing, so freaking awesome. The marketing, and yeah, the marketing was beautiful for EmpowHER. And Laura, I literally could not have done it with you and Matt. Like, it was amazing. Yeah, my team members were really, really incredible. So I wanted them to feel very honored. I had my graphic designer create these really cool graphics for everybody. So during the festival, their faces appeared on the screen. And I just wanted to really market them throughout and give them lots of recognition. So I feel like that energized them too, them feeling seen and feeling honored. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would add to that too, which I think your team is finding a team that's very mission aligned. I know with Prosper, like every team member, starting with Joseph, one of my best friends for almost 20 years now, and we've seen so much together. You know, I think going to each team member intentionally, like you're saying, and communicating and making sure you're mission aligned and doing it with purpose, I think that really matters. And that's what makes it easier for me to delegate, when, like, you know, we're all in this for the same reason and the same goal. I think that's really something powerful. And at the same time too, like the whole thing, both of us, like in sponsorship, I mean, even a private Prosper, like a big piece is like still like, how do we find that sustainability? And I think you build a team and you build a business or you build a festival, and then you're like, okay, how do we make this sustainable? And I think every entrepreneur has to ask that going into what they're doing, and figure out ways to make it sustainable ultimately, which you've done a great job at.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any more questions? If not, Saratonin is next with EDM Prosperity. Any last questions? No? Okay.
Great job, Anna.
Yeah, give it up for Anna. Thank you so much, Anna.
I'm so proud of you. I love you so much.
Real quick, did anybody do the icebreakers at the front? Did anybody fill them out? Yeah. Does anybody, real quick, before we go into the interview with Sarah, does anyone want to share why they love music? Just real quick, does anybody want to share? Yeah? Okay. Let's hear one before we go into Sarah's interview.
I have a hard time expressing my feelings sometimes, and through music is the best way I feel like I can do it. It's like kind of a sense of therapy, and being able to relate to other people and have that connection. It's the main thing, the reason I love music. So just to hear everybody else's story, and then let alone get to tell my story, and have that connection is the reason why I love music the best.
Yeah, can we clap for that? Woo, thank you for sharing. One more.
So without music and the EDM scene in general, I wouldn't be sitting here today, you know, with all my friends right here. I didn't know a lot of you a year ago. And before, when I first met Anna at the first EDM Prosperity Network meeting, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know she was going to be throwing a festival. I didn't know I was going to be a part of it. I didn't know I was going to be making all of the marketing videos for it. Thank you for the shout out.
Yeah, you did a great job. Those are beautiful.
But I was very grateful to be a part of it, so thank you so much, Anna, for including me.
Aww.
That's why I love music. That's why I love EDM. That's why I love all of you.
Oh, thank you. Yay. Thank you for sharing. Amazing. We'll share more of those. After this interview, we'll have an open town hall if anyone wants to share who they are, what they're doing, what they want to see change in the industry. It's really open to whatever you want to share. So I can't wait to hear more of those. Sarah, Hello.
Hello.
Happy birthday to your son, Phoenix.
Thank you. He's 4 years old.
Amazing. What an accomplishment.
Truly.
A mom of a 4-year-old.
Truly.
It's amazing.
I know you know.
I know. I've got a 7-year-old.
Thank you so much for having us today, Lauren. I really appreciate it. Prosper XO is such an inspiration. It's, I can't even believe that you live here. It's just so awesome to me.
Oh, thank you. Well, I feel the same way. I met you through Anna, yes. Anna told me about you and sent me your website. I think you sent me your website.
Something like that.
And I was like, oh my God, EDM Prosperity Network. We're Prosper XO. When artists prosper, culture thrive. I was like, this is so cool. Obviously, I met with her, and you came here and had a meeting with us and told us all about how incredible you are and what you are up to, which was so inspiring. So yeah, I am so honored to have you here and know you.
It was so cool because so at the same time, it was Anna connected me with you, and then my fiance Ben, he sent me a picture of the Prosper XO sticker like in a bathroom. And he's like, you should check this out.
So they're working. Yes.
They're working for sure.
Stickers are working. That's awesome. Well, tell us more for those of you that don't know you. Can you tell us more how you started your journey into music and where you're at now?
Oh yes, okay. So yeah, okay. My journey into music, it's a deep one. So music was always my favorite. I've always been a performer of some sort. I was doing acting in middle school, and but I always music. And I was also an ice skater at one point as well. So I just I did all these little things. I was a cheerleader, but everything still all came down to music, right? It was like the one thing that I had, the one way that I wanted to escape. I had a tough upbringing, and it was hard. So I had my little CD player, and I had my few CDs, and actually one of them was Metamorphosis by Hilary Duff.
No shame.
I actually just made a flip of Metamorphosis by Hilary Duff just because of how much I love Hilary Duff. So, yeah, I just always, the Cheetah Girls, that was I loved the Cheetah Girls when I was little. I would jump on my bed and listen to Cheetah Girls. Cheetah Girl, Cheetah Sisters. It was and I listen back on that music now, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad that this was the music that I was listening to, that I was escaping with, because it's ingrained in my subconscious. It's these powerful messages of the Cheetah Girls. When you listen to their music, and it's as an adult, it's wow, this is the kind of music that I would want my kid to be listening to, right? As I got older, I did get a little bit more rebellious, right? I loved rap, hip hop. I'm from Houston as well, like Anna.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so and my cousins, I was around really big subwoofers, and so subwoofers were a really big inspiration for me from a young age. I started listening to dubstep when I was 12.
Nice.
And I basically, I just loved how different it was versus anything. I loved expressing myself. I always felt different than everybody else, and I loved that I could find really badass music that other people really didn't know about. And so it was my obsession. So I didn't have Wi-Fi even at my house. I would borrow the neighbor's Wi-Fi and sit in my front yard and figure it out so I could listen to Lil Wayne. The new Lil Wayne, and then that turned into dubstep, and then there was also the emo phase, Never Shout Never, and Broken Side, and so, but they're all really bass heavy. I've always been super bass heavy. Besides, there was a period of time that there Never Shout Never, not as much, but Anyway, so trap, hip hop, bass was always like a big part of it, and then it like it transpired into dubstep. And when I found that, like, because whenever I first started falling in love with dubstep, like I discovered dubstep in like 2009, then like 2010 to 2011 was like the golden year, and like Flux Pavilion, Dr. P. It was like super melodic yet bass heavy, and like you listen to that era, it's like the artists back then, they really took their time, and you could tell that it wasn't like, oh, let me just push this track out, like nobody's gonna care after a couple of weeks. It was like they really put their thought, they put their soul into it. That's a huge inspiration back then too. And then so I always wanted to learn how to DJ, and I just thought it was out of my reach. I didn't think that I was gonna. I didn't think I had like the money for it, right? And then I grew up a little bit, and then I was like, hey, I'm gonna, my boyfriend and I at the time, we broke up, and I was like, I can't think about this guy anymore, so I am gonna start DJing for real now. I'm gonna do the thing. So by that time I was like 20, almost 21, and I started DJing, and it was a huge snowball effect from there. Like I DJed in my room for like 2 months, and then I finally posted like a video on my Snapchat, and then like a friend that I used to go to raves with when I was like 14, 15, and 16, because I started going to raves when I was really young. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. And so it was. He was like, "Hey, you wanna play this festival on the beach?" It was like a small festival on the beach cleanup festival, which was super cool, right? Yeah. And so I never DJ'd like professionally at all, and it just all transpired from there. Yeah.
Amazing. So music really has been a part of you for a while. Is that something you followed like in your career? Did you jump right into music? Did you go to school? What was like next on your journey once you discovered like DJing and all of this music?
Okay, good question. So I was in college whenever I started DJing. I went to school primarily, because everybody told me that I needed to go to school. That's why I went to school, kind of. They say, get a degree, graduate, and then get the job. Like I kind of like I totally didn't think that I would be a musician at all. I was like, that was like the biggest golden dream of my life, but that didn't seem like that was something that I could do, right? And so I let that dream die for a while, and in college I went to school. I changed my major a bunch of different times, and nothing really made sense. And then I started DJing, and shortly after I started DJing, when I started getting managed by my artist manager Sydney. She's the founder, CEO of Big Time.
Yeah.
And so
another great festival.
She throws shows, and she's been my artist manager for like 8 years now. Yes, this is Cindy. Yes.
Glad you're here, Cindy.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So I didn't go to college for music. I'd always wanted to go to college for music. It's kind of ironic because now I'm kind of starting my own college for music in a way.
Can't wait to hear more about that.
So EDM Prosperity Network, I originally founded last year in 2024. And I've had a bunch of different jobs. After going to school, I ended up landing on marketing for my degree, which once I started DJing, I was like, okay, marketing makes sense, right? That's the only like degree at University of Houston that I think I could get that would like make sense with being a DJ. Yeah. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll do this, and thank God I did that. So after I graduated from college, I basically, you can only really get sales jobs from marketing when you're fresh out of college. So I was selling cruises, and then COVID happened, and then I got pregnant, but I was gonna do real estate anyways. So once I had my son, that's after I had my son, I was like, okay, I guess now's the time to do the real estate thing. And so I got my license, and I finally became a real estate agent, and then I devoted my entire year to it, and it totally burnt me out. It was terrible, and I was like, I am not going to do this again. So that was 2023. And so I originally started EDM Prosperity Network just wanting to find empowering individuals, empowering artists, and creatives and entrepreneurs within the electronic music space, simply just to have intelligent conversations outside of a club, right? And so, and I was like, this would be nice if I can find intelligent people within the community, then we can have intelligent conversations, and I could grow. And I've always just been obsessed with growth, and I wanted to actually hold myself accountable to producing music at a consistent level without letting myself get distracted by just wanting to make money, right? So, because that's pretty much what had happened. And yeah, thank God I did that. And I realized in doing it, it was what I'm here for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had talked about EDM Prosperity the first time I met you. You also mentioned how important it is to have healthy spaces within electronic music, which I thought that really stood out to me. I think that's so important in the music industry in general too. Can you talk more on that and what you meant by that?
Yes, thank you for mentioning that. So I started my music journey at the same time as when I started meditating and going within. And I was vegan, and I stayed vegan for 3 years. And I also had a really tough situation happen to me. I fell and I cracked all my back teeth, and so I was just like, what is wrong with me? I went through this terrible, I suck, there's no, why, how did this happen to me, right? I really was beating myself up. And so, that's what made me just all right, health is wealth. And I just started really devoting into my health and my mindset. And I was like, you know what? They say if we start meditating every day, you'll get somewhere, but someday. All right, so I was like, oh, it's better than nothing. So, and I did it diligently, and actually, that's what made me. I attracted the shows to me very, very, very quickly because of the amount of meditating that I was doing at that time, and still do to this day. It's very important to me, and I see a lot of people, artists, creatives, entrepreneurs, just a lot of people within the electronic music space in general. Within the electronic music space, there is a lot of partying, right? Of course, right? And so we get a bad rap, right? As ravers, as the kids that just do drugs and party, right? And it's oh, well, there are a lot of really intelligent minds within the electronic music space. And for everyone, though, it's just so important to focus on health, because health is wealth, and I will always live by that and always stand by that. Because if you're not taking care of your true inner essence, there's just not, you're not gonna be able to shine that through your presence. And that is why we're here, that this meat body shell thing that we're in, right? It's not us. We have to really go within and connect with that inner essence.
That's beautiful. Can you tell us more about EDM Prosperity Network, what you all do, what you're all offering, and really like what you're passionate about with EDM Prosperity Network and as an artist?
I would love to. Okay, I was kind of starting to go there too, but then I ended up trailing off. So thank you for bringing me back. Okay, so what we are doing with EDM Prosperity Network now is, so, you know, we could think about us as like a network of networks is what we've been, you know, realizing, like, liking to call it that. We are having artists create courses for the community and being able to buy and sell courses on our like marketplace academy. We're still figuring it all out, right? But yeah, we are aiming to roll this out by the beginning of next year and have like a platform for artists to be able to sell their courses, have artists that are just starting out learning how to produce be able to take those courses as well, have it be at a fair price for people to be able to afford. And also within these courses, not just courses on music production, right? Like mental health, wellness, you know, these mindfulness tactics, meditation, human design, astrology, ways that we can look within and see this roadmap that we are given within birth to actually live our purpose.
And tell us more about the meetup, because I went to a meetup. There was a lot of people there, a lot of community. I also see all of these, are these like contests? No. There's like writing. You're having people write and produce. Tell me more about all of that, what you've been doing the past year or two.
Thank you, yes.
You've really built a great community.
Oh, thank you so much. So, we meet every last Wednesday of the month, and what we've been doing there is kind of, okay, so for the first year that I did this in 2024, started with just me, you know, wanting to have like this accountability group, right? It's kind of just like, hey guys, you know, I was like, okay, what can I even call it? I'm gonna do like a producer challenge. That makes sense. And then we can, my challenge is finish a track. And then we all like share it, right, within each other, and then they maybe give track feedback, and you know that in itself kind of scared me, right? Because I was just like, I'm such a perfectionist, and I didn't want to like not finish it to the fullest, completest, and then say I'm gonna do it and not, and then whatever. So I was like, nope, this is what we're here for, growth, Sarah. So it really helps a lot. And then Lucas, he was I knew I was really focused in 2024 to, you know, work on my music, because there was no not doing that anymore. And Lucas, you know, I'd met him like years ago. And
who's Lucas?
Lucas DeLeo is actually our co-founder.
Amazing.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So I founded it, and then he came and he just helped us so much. Helped me so much. He just was there from the beginning, and I didn't even have to ask him. He just ran right for it. And he's done so much to really, really build EDM Prosperity Network since the beginning. So I'm so super, super grateful for you, Lucas. Love you, dude. So we were making a track together, and then, you know, he was really helping me with the producer challenge as well, making it like, you know, like, okay, yeah, we're gonna give him some stems, yada yada. So that really became something in itself, and.
Is that monthly too? So you send out stems and everybody produces it?
Yeah, so that will be a part of the membership. We will have stems be a part of the membership. We won't have you know, it's always open to change. It ebbs and flows, right? Who knows? Maybe we'll do a producer challenge every month. Right now we're doing it seasonally. Anna's actually going to be doing a producer challenge too. She's working on a vocal pack, and she's going to have people do like a remix or like create a song with her vocals, and then you know, she's going to do like an EDM film festival where we showcase, you know, like music videos, and yeah, so it'll be like the music video will be like showcased there too. So lots of things in the works. But at our meetups, right? It's really all about just including everybody and wanting to hear what everybody does, who they are, what they do. So we do like a open decks portion in the beginning, and then it leads into what I like to call like go for the gold. So you're like, you'd say who you are, what you do, and what you want to get out of the group, and a goal that you've been working on, and if you've been sharing your goal with the group, what the what your progress has been, if you've had any challenges, and share any challenges, right? Because there might be somebody in the room that can actually help you and figure that out for you.
That's the beauty of networking. I love that. You just never know who's in the room.
You really don't. And it's really, a lot of magic happens. Yeah. And so then we do like a workshop, and all the workshops are based around, developing self, art, and business.
Amazing. Wow. So as an artist navigating both kind of this underground, electronic music world, and then growing a platform, how do you protect your creative energy while also managing building a brand? And what kind of advice would you give from your experience to creatives trying to do the same?
Yeah, great question. Okay, first of all, meditating. If I did not meditate, I really will say it just I will crumble. It really helps my mental health. Just reminding myself every single day about what I'm grateful for. Even that I woke up today and I have the opportunity to create. I have the opportunity to be me. Wow, I'm in this body. Holy cow. That's weird. What? I can see, I can hear, constant appreciation for the things that you have in life, the small things. It's so important. And the more that you focus on the things that you're grateful for in your life, the more that you have things to be grateful for, right? So, that in itself, that makes me very creative. I continue to, it builds up this energy over time. I've been meditating for 8 years, and it's just, I can just constantly feel it. Instead of it going away or feeling dang, oh man, but it's when I feel oh man, I still feel, oh man, it's not so bad. Just grateful for life, right? But, other than just meditating, because even when I meditate, I still have things that I have so much on my plate that I balance, and there's only so many hours in a day. So it really depends on how many events I'm doing, and I have to be, it's been a hard process for me to learn how to say no to things that I shouldn't be doing, and I still say yes to things I probably shouldn't be doing, and it's been a learning process. And through EDM Prosperity Network and really developing the team on the board, and shout out to Matt, who has joined, and he's our strategy expansion partner, and he is constantly saying, Sarah, no, get out of the weeds. He's just my job is to get you out of the weeds. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. And then Sydney, my artist manager, she's, if I don't run things through her before doing it, a lot of times she's like, Sarah, I would have told you not to do this. So, it's a learning process still, and I've gotten way better this year, but, there's just so many things I want to do. So it is hard to, but I will say I love everything that I do, and that does keep my creative energy flowing. So
Yeah.
grateful for
I feel like that's a shared theme tonight, just leaning into community, loving what you do, following that passion, and really leaning into yourself and trusting yourself, which is really powerful that you have found that path. I guess one last question, is there anything before I go to one last question that you want to talk about or mention or talk on that we haven't mentioned yet? Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything.
I don't know. I'm just really grateful to be here, and thank you so much for having me, to be honest. And
Oh yeah, thank you, Sarah.
yay.
You
Prosper XO to the moon.
Yay! My last question would be, it was gonna be what shifts would you like to see in the industry? Is that okay? Okay. What shifts would you like to see in the industry in the next 5 years?
Oh my God. If I could see all of the big, agencies, I'm so tired of it's like these major festivals, right? It's kind of like, if you look into it, there's really only like 2 talent agencies that own all the other talent agencies. And I just think it's pretty ridiculous. And then I just would like to see more respect for artists that are like really, really grinding and, that really are creating really good music. And for just artists that just are starting out, just for the entire community of artists, more love for artists themselves, and rather than like using them for, putting them on the bill to crank up the ticket prices, and then all of the sponsors or whatever, like the partners, like being like I'm not saying like alcohol is inherently bad, but I'd love to see more holistic options within festivals, and you are starting to see it more. And that's why I love the idea of like us partnering with different small to medium-sized local festivals, or around the United States and globally eventually. But I want to, be a really big part in helping them, bring their local artists within their area, give them a platform, and then we're creating this entire pool for, this entire, more people eyes on their music, like they're on themselves, right? So yeah, it's just I really would love to see way more. Way less of the 2 big guys and way more of everybody else.
Amazing. Yeah. Power to the creator, to the local creator. Absolutely. Well, I love you, Sarah. You are such an incredible woman, and so honored to have had you at our Prosper XO Town Hall. I'd like to open it up for questions, and then does anyone have the time? Joseph, which time is it? Huh? A little after 8. Okay, cool. Then we'll open it up for the town hall, so if anybody wants to share anything they're up to. Oop.
Sarah, so when, where, and what time do the EDM Prosperity meetings take place?
Oh, that's a great question, sir. So they happen, there's an EDM Prosperity Network meeting every last Wednesday of the month from 7 to 11 p.m. at the Oven. Shout out David Click. He is the owner of the Oven. And
such a great venue.
Yeah, and he's a musician himself. And it's not very often that you have venues that are owned by artists. So totally support the Oven. Thank you for asking.
Any more questions? Any more questions for Sarah?
So do you have a manifestation journal?
I do.
Yes, I promote.
I do. And if I go back to it, it's really wild, y'all.
It happened so quick too. I'm like, yay.
Yeah, it felt like it didn't. It did, but it didn't, right? Like it's really fascinating when I look back on it. My biggest motive, I wrote down, I really was just looking at it the other day, so thank you for asking. I wrote down, all I want to do is convey consciousness through music. And I said that before I had a child. And then I had a child, and I get it now. There was no way I was going to be conveying consciousness through music before having a child, because you get to watch the consciousness evolve, and it's within a being. It's so wild. Yeah.
We didn't even talk about that, being a mom and an artist. That's a whole conversation in itself. It's crazy. But yeah, having kids is amazing.
It so is.
It's like a mirror of creation.
Oh, it is. And it came out of you. What the heck?
So crazy.
So weird.
It's
It's so alien.
It is. We are aliens, probably.
Totally. No, it's one of the most beautiful acts of creation, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Anna has a question.
Oh.
So how do you feel like your relationship with money has changed from the past 10 years? Do you feel like there's a direct correlation as you've been making more music? Thank you, because I love that question, because my biggest affirmation is the more music I make, the more money I make. And that is totally true. If I don't make music, if I don't focus on creating music, at least also like getting in my creative flow, I get stuck. And I think that the same can go for like anyone. If you stop doing your passion, stop doing the things that you love, like you're just not going to create the energy. It's really, money is just energy, right? And so, and really understanding that, and really. Yeah, I mean, my over the last 10 years, my relationship with money is completely different. Wow, like there's thank God. Like I really did. I definitely thought that you had to work really, really hard to make money, and it was, only like the, big top guys that would be able to, make any money from their music, or, and it is still, it's still a huge important topic of conversation that we need to have always, because there needs to be awareness around how you can. It's not clear. There's a lot of gatekeeping around how you can make money through music, but there's also the thing of just like not completely relying on the music itself to make you your money. But yeah, I mean, gosh, my relationship with money from whenever I was growing up to now is just completely different, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Great chat, by the way. Okay, so you spoke a lot about meditation, and I totally feel the same way that you do about meditation. Meditation completely helped me heal depression. It's helped me manifest things, and I know that a lot of the times when I speak to people about meditation, they seem to be intimidated by it. And I think they say, I don't know how to do it, right? But what is one simple practice that you've done that people can implement tomorrow that you can share with us?
That's awesome. Yeah, I have a couple of different techniques that I like to do. So one of them, gosh, I even think it's just like morning meditation, like on YouTube. There's a YouTube profile that has a bunch of like 10-minute meditations. Like what has helped me over the years is just being able to like go in a space where nobody is gonna look at me. I've gotten like way like less. I don't really care as much anymore if somebody sees me, but I do go in my backyard nowadays. But I went, I'd be in my room, whatever, and just putting in my headphones so that I didn't have the outside distraction of like some noise, and then focusing on the meditation, and then just knowing you really have to let yourself at first I had a really hard time following, even just making sure that I was listening to the meditation the entire time, especially when you do it when you first wake up, right? Because you're kind of like still tired. I experimented with like drinking coffee, not drinking coffee, how I could go about it, laying down, not laying down. For me, I cannot lay down, fall asleep. So sitting up with my back is straight, but it's also you can relax. And I was really a lot more rigid about it at first, but you just really have to like not care about like what you're like. Don't expect any outcome, like especially right off the bat. Eventually, one day you'll just have like a really good day. Like you'll meditate, you're like, holy cow, that's it, man. I feel really good now. Let's go. And when that happens, you'll after doing it the next couple of days, you might not have that same exact experience, and you're like, oh man, like that didn't happen again. Why didn't it happen again? That used to happen to me all the time. So no expectations, just like super grateful for the moment that you're sharing like with yourself, and then just thanking yourself for being there. And yeah, another practice though that I literally just started today actually is the Aum practice. Just literally like, you sit and so this helps people with ADHD a lot too. So you can like just let the sound come out of your mouth and like you basically go but you do it like a lot more slow. And then you just let when you close your eyes and you do that, you actually can feel a vibration going from your heart to your crown chakra. Encourage looking that up. It's really simple, exactly how I just said it though. So, yeah.
Do we have any more questions?
Yes.
Okay, one more question, then we're gonna open it up to the town hall.
So Sarah, what are your thoughts on the use of AI in the music industry?
I have mixed feelings. Honestly, to be honest, I am a little, I'm excited, if anything, because I want to get back to the roots. I know that it's, gonna get worse before it gets better. I mean, maybe not, but and so in it getting worse, like I just feel like we will ultimately just get back to the true love of music and why we're doing it in the first place, the art of it, right? So yeah, honestly, feel pretty good about it. I think this is the best time that I could be alive. Yeah, but it's also like a scary thing. And I want everybody to protect themselves and like to own their music. And I just feel like the education. Thank God for Lauren with Prosper, like EXO. Like there's a lot of things that I've learned about even just like protecting myself and my music from coming to these meetups, and very, very, very grateful for that. I don't think a lot of electronic music artists really understand the importance of it. We're kind of just a lot of artists I know are just trying to get a gig. Just trying to make it happen. And it's like, even just thinking about protecting themselves and their music, it's kind of just like, well, shit, I'll do this for free, dude. Like let me, like, if you really don't want to do that. And so it's like the educating artists to create and not, it prevent burnout and, protect themselves.
Great question. All right. Well, thank you so much, Saratonin, EDM Prosperity, EmpowHER, Anna Madewell. Such an honor having you guys.
Thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate it.
Oh, of course. You are awesome. I love you too. So we have until 8:30. So we're this last part, we open it up. It's an open town hall. So if anybody wants to share something they have going on, who they are, if they have any questions for us at Prosper, totally open to do it. So yeah, does anybody want to share? Also, if the icebreakers too, if anybody wants to share their icebreaker, why they love music, what their ride or die album they take to a deserted island and die with. It's really open to anything, but yeah, this is a town hall portion.
Metamorphosis.
Anybody want to share anything? Yay!
Oh yeah. I don't know why.
Hello everyone. My name is Kat Carter, and I have a nonprofit record label for Black women artists in Austin. We launched in 2024, so this is our second year. We have been off to the races since we've launched. We've gotten a lot of funding from the city. Things have just been pouring in. So this was awesome to see two women doing parallel things for artists and giving back. We do things like so all of the ancillary products that the artists need to keep themselves relevant over the course of our cohort, we do that. We also give them a $5,000 stipend for each artist, and then just everything they need, photo shoots, video shoots, all of the things. We just went to France this past year. We went to the Cannes Lions Creative Festival, and this year we're working on going to London South by Southwest. So it's just like, yeah, we're doing a lot of fun things. And why I love music? I'm a singer as well. I'm an artist, and like, I always say that I'm like a Mustang. Like, I have a natural gift that's been given to me, but it's not super trained, you know? And so I find it like fun, like learning more about music and learning like the math part of music, or the, you know, like the professional part of being an artist. So I'm still having fun with it. But yeah, I'm Kat. Come talk to me. And thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
I'm so glad we finally get to meet in
I
person.
know.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I'm so
Yes,
glad
yes,
you
yes,
reached
yes.
out.
Yeah,
And-
let's chop up.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
All
I can't
right.
wait. Anybody else wanna share?
Hey guys, I'm Dustin. I have a studio and a company called Purple Bee. We do a lot of live streams and live concert stuff and events. Yeah, I guess I wanted to step back and the question of like what got me into music, one of those icebreaker questions. I think I had some formative experiences as like a teenager, and just the power of music and a collective sense of people being in a live music experience where the energy starts to flow through the room. Having some of those experiences early on just sort of gave me something to chase that I still chase to this day, of just creating these conditions for, you know, like when a magic moment happens at a show, you really can't predict when or how, but you can create the conditions for lightning to strike, so to speak. And so like a lot of intention goes into those moments that create those proper conditions for people to be comfortable and in a safe space to feel like they're expressing themselves and sharing their creativity, things like that. So Purple Bee, I think, is an expression of that, and we try to create these events and moments where magic can happen, and we try to capture those as like production people and videographers and filmmakers. And so yeah, I just wanted to say hi to all y'all and just look us up. We have a venue out in Valente, which is by the lake, and it's sort of like a house concert studio space on the moon. It's like we have sick video and sound and spaces to enjoy it both inside and out, and we can host like probably 200 people. And so we also do live streams with almost all of our events, and we're really like trying to come up with alternative ways to throw an event, alternative income streams for artists around those events. So a lot of the shows we do live vinyl recording to a lathe that's happening like right in the room, and people can buy an album that is made from that performance, and there's only one that gets recorded live, and so you can kind of be in the running to win that. We call it the Grail, and things like that. Yeah, things like that, and creating merch on the spot that's like a handmade sort of like heat pressing hats, or like coming up with a one-of-a-kind design for that particular show, things like that, and also selling tickets to the event and to the live stream, and coming up with ways for donations to come in real time and sort of be an interactive element for that show to sort of interact with the artists or change the course of the show in real time, things like that. So we're trying to just push forward what it means to have a live music experience, what it means to have that on the internet or in a video form, live and also recorded. So look us up. And we're also doing a lot. There's an EDM crowd here, so we're trying to do a lot more EDM stuff, sort of like boiler room experiences and things like that. So yeah, it's great to hear y'all talk tonight. Sarah, good to see you. And Anna, nice to meet you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Dustin. So glad you made it. Anybody else want to share?
What up, Lauren?
What up?
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I'm gonna piggyback off Dustin there. The Purple Bee, I don't even work for Purple Bee. I just want to say I've done a bunch of stuff there with them. The absolute top of the line, they're like a 7-figure studio. It's not like most of the places that we go and work and like it's dope. But maybe someone put like $100K into it or something, you know what I mean? But they are supplemented by like a lot of other shit that they do. ESPN, they have a ESPN3 contract and all kinds of dope shit that they do. So it's a super badass studio, and we've got a thing coming up in January with them. I don't know if you saw that today. Just talking to your brother about that, but yeah, so if any of y'all do or like manage bands or any type of live thing or the EDM type stuff, like legit, it's like one of the nicest studios like you will ever see. It's so fucking dope. I just want to put that in there.
Yeah. Aww.
I've got a question. I'm sorry, what was your name again? Dustin. Hi, I'm Zach. So I do have a question. We do Twitch streams for EDMPN. I was wondering if we could set up and do a Twitch stream there and have like a showcase of some of our artists. A lot of us do collaborate with each other. Me and Anna have a song together. Sarah and Anna have a song together. We also, some of us play like live instruments while we DJ. So I was wondering if it'd be possible to set up a time when we can come do that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I hope this happens. Live collaboration.
Yes.
Hey, I'm Jonathan. I work on the event production side of things. Just a PSA that the Arts, Culture, Music, and Entertainment division of the City of Austin, ACME, has all their grants open right now.
Yeah.
And they close December 4th, so you have basically like a month to apply. And they want to make it super easy, and they want to give all the money away. And I don't work for the city or anything, but I feel like if you applied, you'll probably get a good response if you like put some time into it. So these are like thousands of dollars of grants.
Yeah. Yeah, and if huh? Okay. Is it the Wait,
When I said it loud,
the Nexus and the Thrive?
I got Thrive.
That was Thrive?
Yeah, I got
I
Thrive.
don't know if that's the same. I think that's a
So in 2023,
change.
I got pregnant in 2022, and I was like, all right, I can't be doing this shit as a hobby anymore. And so I came up with the idea, and 2023 is when I applied for my first grant, and I got the Elevate, and I got $17,000. And so it was just an idea. And so then the first year we did it, and we also do a festival. The day before our festival is when I found out we got the $300,000. And then I've also gotten a grant for $70,000 from the city. So, and I'm not a grant writer. Like, that first year, when I got the 17, I did the grant writing. I literally went to the city because they have open sessions, and I sat there with the guy. His name was Jesus. I'd make a joke. I was like, he's my savior. We sat there, and we went back and
He's
forth.
awesome.
He is
really nice.
Yes, I would write my answer. He would look at it. He would be like, be more aggressive. Like, and like literally that's how I did my grant the first year. And then from then on, like your grant's in the system, so you can refer back to it, and then ChatGPT and all the things now. But that's where I got my grants from. So this year I can't apply because I'm still in my grant cycle. The $300,000 is for 2 years. So this past year we've done 150, and then we'll get another 150 for the next year. And so I'm applying to be on the panel. So it looks pretty good. So
yeah.
But yeah, apply. Like I second that. It's happening.
And if you guys are on our newsletter, we've been sending out the Museum of Human Achievement is doing these grant writing classes, as well as the city. And then Naga Valley spoke at our last town hall. She is the head of the music commission. So yeah, if any of you guys want to connect with her, feel free to reach out to me, Lauren at Prosper XO. But yeah, they're definitely a good resource. But there are a lot of people applying, so definitely get up in there. Awesome. Thanks for bringing that up, Jonathan. Jonathan spoke at the panel on preserving humanity in the age of AI, and it was incredible, by the way. It was awesome being on that panel. Anybody else? There's so many new people. Does anybody else want to share? Huh? Yeah? You want to? Okay. 8:25? Okay. All right. Does anybody have any last questions? Or, yeah?
Icebreaker.
Huh?
Icebreakers.
Any more icebreakers want to share? Why do you love music? No? Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming out. Normally, our town halls are the second Wednesday of every month. It was unique because next week is the Texas Tribune Festival here at Capitol Factory. So that is why we moved to the first Wednesday. But our next one will be December, is it 10th or 12th? December 10th. Ooh, is it 10th? Okay. Well, it's the second Wednesday of December. We're going to have 3 UT professors speaking that are the heads of the music division. They're incredible. Briggs, you're going to love one of them. They worked directly with the city on this huge research and policy program regarding music and sustainability. All of them have written books. One of them wrote a book about the revolution of music in Cuba and went and lived in Cuba for a year while writing it. Another one has written all on streaming and what streaming has done to our industry, and all about data and data ownership, and really great people. So yeah, we send out our newsletter twice a month, so with resources. If any of you are interested, we do a feature of the month, and then a resource of the month. The resource of the month is a nonprofit. The feature of the month has, we've been featuring like PROs, getting on a PRO, BMI, ASCAP, but definitely would love to share more about EDM, and yeah, feel free to email us though. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh, but yeah, if you, and then just so you guys all know, the people that are new here, so Prosper XO, we are an ethical technology company. We're building out a technology for tools with sustainability and equity and ownership of data and control of that data. And then we are also an education and policy initiative. So these town halls are a big part of that. And as soon as we have more updates around everything around the technology, we're going to start talking about that at these town halls and opening artist cohorts and industry cohorts as we build paid cohorts. But for now, we have surveys on our site. They're not the typical surveys, right? We're asking, what is working for you? What do you want to change? Are you interested in brand sponsorships? What do you wish more people knew about being an artist, right? A lot of the survey is learning about what is really needed. And what's been crazy, we've had hundreds of people from all over the world fill it out. And Google does this whole qualitative and quantitative analysis of these surveys. And it shows that we are all going through the same thing, and we all want the same thing, and we all need the same thing. So it's really, really beautiful. So check those out. And yeah, hopefully see you at the next town hall. Thank you, everyone.
Use
That was fire. Okay, sir. Now Ben was on the show. Yeah. Yeah, I like to open that. That was cute. No, I like it. How many like it? No, I
If anyone wants a ticket for parking validation, you can come see me.
Attention, can all members of the EDM Prosperity Network report to the front by the Capitol Factory sign? That includes Matt, that includes Anna, and that includes Sarah.
Can't stand the sound of waiting. Green light, my thoughts are racing, and almost time for my sedation. 7 a.m. and I'm at the station. It's delayed and I've lost my patience. Feels like the walls are caving in. Fucked up and I can't take it. Weak from the pressure and my vision's fading. Some days I lose sight. It gets low when I'm alone. Some days I can't fight. Break down when I get low. Some days I lose sight. It gets low when I'm alone. Some days I can't fight. Don't let my light go dark. It gets low when I'm alone. Break down when I get low. Back home, got a closet of faces, one to match each of the phases. One cracks, then I got a replacement. Try to write my story, but I'm out of pages. Out of pages, time to face it. Is it really even worth it if I make it? Not complacent, time is wasted. Forever stuck in my imagination. Some days I lose